Hello and welcome to Mad Stache. Today we're going to talk about the Robidoux Quick and Dirty down in Nebraska. For the start, they had a 45-minute starting window. This gave people the opportunity to have that race feel and go from the gun with the group, but then it also gave the people who weren't so comfortable with the idea of racing in packs yet to wait 1, 2, 5 minutes up to 45 minutes and kind of do an ITT. One thing this did kind of intrigue me with is it kind of gave you tactics. If you wanted, you could wait 5 minutes if you thought you could bridge the gap. And then once you got up to the pack, you knew you were 5 minutes ahead of everyone else. Now, overall, it ended up being 100.2 miles. I did have a cool down mixed into that. I ended up doing it in 6 hours and 26 minutes, and I got 21st out of 54 people who did the 100 mile. As far as my stats, I ended up riding at an average of 178 watts, with my normalized power being 211 watts. I did hit a max of 779 watts though. As far as the gravel goes, most of it was high-speed gravel. About 14% of connector roads. We did have a couple hill climbs to do. All of them were short. One of them got up to about 14% grade. We did have some random sand thrown in there. And then probably the most fun part of the day was there was a few irrigation ditches that had service roads along them that we got to ride on. There's no tactical gravel, which is great for the bike I chose, which was the Lauf True Grit. And as far as the day goes, we were experiencing about 20-mile-an-hour winds from the beginning all day long. Now, as far as fueling my ride, I ended up eating about 1,426 calories, which ended up being about 55 grams of carbs per hour. And I consumed that through 1 Martin gel, 1.5 servings of Infinite Nutrition, 1 serving of the Scratch Labs new Super Fuel, some SIS beta fuel, and then I ended up getting some Skittles and some Honey Stinger chews at the aid stations. I did have 2 issues come up. The first one was I had a puncture at about mile 85. That one, I lost about 6 psi before my tire sealed up. It then either got another puncture or I broke the seal at about mile 90, and then that lost 12 more psi. I did not have to change a flat, and I did finish the day. The other mishap I had, which is no fault to the manufacturer, but my right pedal body did come off of my spindle. This happened at about mile 65. I was able to still finish, but it did add some mental stress as I had to make sure not to allow my right foot to travel too far outward on the bike. This was definitely my fault that those pedals have seen about 6,000 miles on them and I haven't serviced them once. Alright, so that's a quick recap of the Robidoux Quick and Dirty. I would definitely recommend this being on the race schedule if you have the opportunity to make it to Nebraska. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next video.